Hey, welcome back to another challenge week with My Digital Studio. Heather and I are so excited that you're joining us again. This week we're going to talk about pattern paper and mixing it up a little bit. And when using pattern paper, you know that you have a lot in there, but what do you use? So I'm going to first start you off with the photo. When you're scrapbooking, you still need to remember that the photo is the focus. So, have you ever had that moment where you got a really great photo, but it's really busy? Or the pattern paper that you want to use is a great piece of paper, but it's really busy as well. And the two just don't mesh. Well, what you can do is come over here to your photos, go to the photo effect, go to either black and white or sepia. You can even change it to blue or red. And change that photo, because once it's a neutral color, you have really wide open spaces in any kind of pattern paper that you want to use. It makes it really nice. I'm going to hit cancel on that because I really liked that photo and I liked all the color pop that was involved with it. So I just wanted to use some pattern papers around that. That meant that because I had a lot of color pop on the photo, I wanted to make the pattern paper a little bit more neutral, but with a little bit more color splash. So when I started this layout, I came up here to my background papers, and just like you would do with a traditional layout, you have that nice blank sheet of paper that you're going to build upon. So that's the first thing that you do. So I went over here to my designer series papers, and I'm going to choose the back to school as my background. If I move this over, you can see this little arrow. You want to pull that arrow down, and now you can see all these great pattern pieces that are in this pack. I started off with this lined paper with the speckles. If you move down one, you have the lined paper without the speckles. I like that. Let me just run through this paper with you because it's really some great DSP. This is one of my faves because that's the chalkboard. But look at all the great pieces you get. All right, so we started off with that. And then my next piece of pattern paper, I created a photo box. And when I right-clicked on that photo box, I went ahead and rounded the corners. Clicked OK on that, but the next big thing I did was I clicked on the drop shadow. And you'll notice here it's full, and you can see the shadow there. I put it dead center, and I really wanted to give that entire square piece a nice pop. I want it to look like it was popping off the page. From there, I needed to add some more pattern paper now to really bring in the color pop from the photos. One of the pages that I loved was called All Time Fave. Great designer series paper in that. I created these by creating photo boxes, and once I had those created, I just dropped my pattern paper into the photo box. But I want to show you something really cool with this. You can see here, this is, you can see my box here moving. You could create this with this piece over here or move it around to where you want. I wanted this piece here, so I clicked OK. And let me show you this other fun piece. This is really a great designer series paper. It's got all kinds of wording on it, and they're splashed in different areas. I loved this, and I thought it was perfect for this layout because, again, I just wanted to create a little bit of color splash in it. So I hit OK. Then for this one, I used all these layers here in this designer series paper, and this really is great paper, from neutrals to some really great color pop. Now for the embellishments, I could have stuck with the all-time fave, but I decided not to. But one of the things I wanted to show you was I went up here to my embellishments. And another great kit that I used, that I've been using a lot lately, is called The Best Year. And it's got fantastic embellishments, fantastic papers. And two of my favorites are these arrows. And let me just scroll down just a little bit more and show you my other favorite one. I think I just passed it. Oh, where did it go? There it is. This here, these little hexagons. If you want just a little bit of color, these little hexagon pieces are great. The other thing I loved about this was the wording. There was lots of great words. Living a good life was in there. And then I also added a little bit of border banter. Now, one of the other things I wanted to add to this was a bunch of cameras. So I wasn't sure exactly where all my cameras were, so I went to my global search, typed in camera, and they all will come up. And I actually just started placing the ones that I wanted into the onto the layout, changed the color, and then my layout was complete. One last thing I did was down here I added a little bit of just the date. Sometimes I don't journal on every layout, but I do like to add a date just so I can remember exactly where it was. I hope this helps you in creating with patterned paper. That's the challenge this week. Mix and match your patterned papers and really open up your designer series paper on the resource in your design center and find out what you have, because I think a lot of times it just gets lost. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.